one thing I haven't even touched on yet is, or I've touched on it a little bit, but the MSQ, the main story quest. So here's another problem. Actually, sorry, I said I had one problem with the game. I actually have two problems with the game. So the second problem I have is with the very, very early MSQ. So when you start in the game, your starting city is dependent on what class or what job you decide to pick at the start of the game. So if you pick a paladin, a pugilist, or a thaumaturge, you'll be in Uldar. If you pick a warrior, some other things, you'll be in Limsa. And if you pick a archer, a lancer, and I think there might be something else, you'll be in Gridania. So when you start the game, obviously you're going to have a slightly different story. And the stories converge around level 15, so roughly where I'm at in the MSQ. So they converge around that point, but up until that point, you're not really going over the A Realm Reborn story. It's more like going over, there's like hints in it, but it's more like going over the story of the city-state you're in. So I'm in Uldar. This is like, it's a fairly... It seems like a fairly wealthy nation, but there is this really, really big divide between the rich and the poor. Like, you will go from the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, which is basically the main market area, one street over, and it is just nothing but people in these, like, torn-up clothes trying to sell, like, fucking rocks or something. I don't know. They're trying to sell whatever they can to make even the slightest bit of gil. There's also like food problems in this area, and you sort of get to learn like what this city-state is really like. And the exact same is going to be true over in Gridania and Limsa. They all have their own problems. I know Limsa has like a pirate problem or something. I don't know the problem in Gridania is, but it's in like a forest area, so I imagine there's probably like conflicts with the beast tribes or something like that. But here is the problem. When you play the first 15 levels, these are the only part of the MSQ that you cannot experience on one character. So I can only experience the Uldar city-state quests on my character. If I wanted to go and play the Gridania stuff and the Limsa stuff, I would have to go and play on a second or a third character. I might actually do it just to play through that section, but it is slightly annoying that I would have to go and do that. That's my only problem I have with the MSQ so far, because I do want to learn like what's going on in Limsa and what's going on in Gridania, but that sort of gets skipped over if you're picking a different city. And from what I've read, you can't go back and like New Game Plus into a different section. If you New Game Plus, it will just take you back to where you started, which is slightly annoying. I know that all of this stuff is like documented online. I could go and watch someone else's playthrough of it, and I might do that, or I might play it myself. I don't know. But as I said, it slightly bothers me, but I've gotten to the point now where the city-state you started in doesn't matter. So after level 15 or 16 or so, the story converges and you go through the main A Realm Reborn storyline. Right, actually, that's one thing I didn't mention earlier. So, I'm level 27, but the MSQ is level 16. So, a lot of the game's content is locked behind the MSQ level, not the character level. And this was sort of confusing early on. It's not a big deal right at the start, because usually they're going to be, you know, fairly similar. But once you start going and doing like side content, side quests, all that sort of stuff, then the divide will definitely start to be there. And that means I've got a lot of MSQ stuff to go through to sort of get it up to my level. Now, I'm not going to rush through MSQ, but there's a couple of things that I do want to get to. So one of those, obviously, is Retainer for where when I stop the free trial. The other one, I believe, is at level 20, and that is where you finally get your first mount. You finally get a Chocobo.